Who is Caleb Williams, the Texans' week 2 opponent? We're going to dive into every nitty-gritty little detail about this sassy soldier this episode, man. So y'all keep it locked. Let's talk about it.
Go! Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, it feels good to be a Houstonian right now, Omar. It just feels good to live in the city of Houston, not have a certain quarterback that used to be the quarterback of this team any longer, and have a good old Christian boy.
Man, I tell you what, what do you say? All glory in God, all glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Bro, I told you, I just want to go to church every time I hear CJ talk.
I'm telling you, I'm with you, man. I'm right there. He's gonna have me fine. Now I won't tithe, but I'll go to church though. I'll go to church. Yeah. I ain't get my money.
Yeah.
I'll go listen to the word.
What if CJ start asking for tithes and offerings before the game every Sunday? Like, look, if y'all don't offer to the church, I'm gonna tank the game. I'm gonna just throw the game.
That'll be horrible. That'll be absolutely horrible if he starts doing stuff like that. That's got to be extortion.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other way around it. That's got to be extortion.
No doubt. But it would be something that Joel Osteen would do. He'd put him up to it. Be like, look, come on, CJ, give him to donate to Lakewood. Man, look, y'all know what it is. Y'all, congratulations, man. If this is your first time being here, you've tuned in to the most entertaining channel on YouTube when it comes to these Houston Texans, man. Thank y'all for being here. It's what we're doing, man. So look, we're going to get into this thing, guys. Like we said, we're going to talk about Caleb Williams. All right. Who is it that we're facing week 2? What is his origins? Who is this kid? All right. I'm going to tell y'all exactly how we have coined him, the name, not just him. All right. When we refer to the sassy soldiers, right, Omar, we're not just talking about Caleb Williams. We're talking about that entire Chicago sassy ass fan base. All right. So they came at us.
You gonna get us. All right, that's cool. You know what? Fuck it, let's go. I'm with you.
Fuck them. All right. They little sassy ass quarterback. He about to get exposed, and I can't wait, man. Once I put y'all up to speed, bro, y'all gonna see exactly why we had that attitude about Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
But look, before we get into all that, that's gonna be our main story, man. We want to talk about some good times that we had, man, on Sunday when we took down the Colts. Now I know some of y'all are like, look, it's old news. We passed the Colts, but
yeah, it's noteworthy though.
It's very noteworthy. Why? Yeah. Because like the only way to get better for the future is to kind of, see what you did in the past, right? That's football 101. So
that's it.
Look, our boy Joe Mixon, Omar, was awarded AFC Player of the Week.
Rightfully so. 160 yards. I mean, come on.
On 30 totes.
160 yards.
Man. Yeah. And obviously, it goes without saying, that was the key to victory. Okay. 100%. It's the running game, and we've talked about this ad nauseum before in the preseason. Mm-hmm. Having a great run game is gonna win you games. For sure. And obviously that cannot be done on its own, right? This is a team effort, man. It's 11 hats going at it, making sure that he can get these. So there's a lot of unsung heroes, man. A lot of people may look at that and be like, oh man, Joe Mixon did his thing. They'd be wrong. Okay. There's a lot of people that deserve a lot of credit when it comes to that. And like I told you guys, I like looking at film. I got a subscription to like an all 22 service to be able to look at the game film, things like that. The only reason that we're not putting it up here on the stream is because I'm not 100% legally what we can show.
I don't know how that's gonna work, but yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, we don't want to get flagged, but we're gonna talk about some things, man. One of the first guys that I want to bring up, Omar, Kenyon Green.
Yeah,
bro, he was
coming out party.
Yeah, bro, thank you, man, because he was a guy that we highlighted talking about the Deshaun Watson trade, right? I think he was the first pick
part of it. Yep,
that we took with this thing, and so far, man, hasn't really produced the dividends that we would have wanted. until Sunday. My God, he was a monster, bro.
Yeah.
Just out there looking incredible. You're talking about blocking, getting to the second
Moving
level,
bodies. Oh,
open it up. I mean, just what do you call it? What was you Mexican? You know what it is when you plow the roads and shit like that.
that is so racist, but I'm with you. I'm rolling with you. Yeah, plowing the road, plowing the field. Yeah, plowing the field, baby. No, what's it called? I think it's called plowing the field, right?
Something like that. He was getting niggas out the way. I mean,
That's
it was,
basically what he was doing. He was opening up some huge gaps. I mean,
bro.
again, you and I talked about this a little bit too, right? It said you have to have the patience and the vision to, number one, the patience to let the play evolve as a runner, and then the vision to see where the gaps are going, right?
Yeah,
And I mean, it's been talked about ad nauseum this week, just how great Mixon was. And then, there's also some spots out there that are doing what you're doing, which is like, yes, Mixon ran, he ran those 160 yards, right? But
for sure.
there is no way he ran half of that without the blocking, without the O-line up front, and most importantly, Green moving some of those guys around. So,
But most importantly, the scheme. My
yes,
God,
correct.
dude. I mean, a lot of times when we think of Bobby Slowick, we're thinking like, oh my God, like what a genius to be able to get these receivers wide open. I mean, he makes it look so easy. It makes
Right.
it look like, how is Tank Dell so wide open with we no defenders around him, dude. The masterful nature of which this was orchestrated with this offensive line, it's nuts, Omar. I mean,
Right.
man, like we'll figure out the legality behind us actually showing this all 22 film, because man, it's a wet dream for like
Yeah.
offensive coordinators, man. You're talking about so intricate to the point to where you're not just saying, all right, offensive line, tight ends or whatever, just go hat on a hat, put a hat on a hat, block someone.
Right.
Dude, you're talking about, he's doing that, and like throughout the game, he's switching the blocking assignment. So the Colts defenders were used to getting blocked by, say, like Brevin Jordan, right? Like, okay, Brevin
Right.
Jordan's gonna kind of block the end, the defensive end. All of a sudden, Brevin doesn't. He lets him go, goes around,
Yeah.
blocks the linebacker in the middle, confuses them. Then all of a sudden, you get one of the interior guys going and blocking, who was originally being blocked by Brevin Jordan. Just those small
Yeah. It
things,
just caused
like,
chaos.
bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, man. Now, look, football junkies may be watching and like, oh man, this is what happens, right? But
Yeah.
to see it and see how exactly how these lanes were open for Mixon was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
We started out giving Kenyon Green his flowers, but Omar, somebody that absolutely needs his flowers, that may have done even better than Kenyon Green, in my opinion, Cade Stover.
Okay.
Our
I'm glad you
rookie tight
mentioned
end.
Stover. Stover was actually, so Joe Mixon did a press conference, right? I think it was yesterday, where they were asking him, a bunch of stuff about the game and how he aside from the O-line, he goes, man, this is grown man football that we're playing here. Like,
Yes.
I
Yes.
never imagined that he's like, you just don't see fullbacks anymore, right? And
Yeah.
or you don't see, like somebody playing that fullback role. Like this is like hard-nosed, old school football that we're playing here, and it's working so well because it was almost like a lost art form. Like you don't see this
Yeah.
anymore. And here we are. And
It's become like a finesse game, right?
yeah, exactly. He mentioned Stover as one of the guys that he shouted out specifically by name as somebody that was instrumental to him getting those yards and getting those carries and being so successful.
Bro, I mean, he's a lunatic out there, bro.
Yeah,
It's like he just wanted to hit somebody, and
yeah,
like when he hit him, he made sure that they felt him. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And his discipline when it came to his assignments was just phenomenal.
yeah.
He didn't get rattled. He's a rookie. This was his first game.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
first game
exactly.
in the NFL. He didn't, I don't think he went out on any passing routes, right? Because that's one of the things that we were excited about. It was like, oh, you got that connection with
That
CJ
connection, right?
from college. Like, man, he gonna catch a lot of balls, maybe take some targets away from from
But
Schultz.
once again, Slowick pulled a fast one.
Bro, he's a monster in the blocking game, dog. Like way better than Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but now what I'm interested in to see what Slowick does next week, right? Does he keep
Yeah.
that? Does he keep that going, or does he go? Okay, yeah, you guys are planning for Stover to block. Watch this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
You know
what
what I'm
a
saying?
problem this team could be. You're 100%
Yeah.
right, Omar. Like because they watching the game, the same game field that we're watching and being
Right.
excited about, right? And they're
Right.
saying, "Oh man, this guy's a problem."
Yeah.
He comes
If
out of
he's
this
out there,
formation.
watch because he's gonna block. You know, it's probably
Yep.
a running play, and then all
Yep.
of a sudden, Slowick pulls an okey doke on you,
Man,
and
oh man.
Stover's wide open, and runs a 30-yarder, maybe even to the house. You know what I'm
What a
saying?
nightmare to
Can
try
you
to
imagine
plan
how?
for.
I gotta imagine Bobby Slowick is. You said the term earlier. Wet dream. This ensemble of players that he has, these weapons that he has, for a mastermind like him,
Yeah.
to cause total and utter confusion and chaos
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
defenses, right? To where, I mean, we're only in week 1, right? We're just 1 week out, right?
Man.
So imagine the teams that are trying to like prepare, right, for the Texans.
Yep.
If let's just say, I'm just speculating. I don't know. I'm not a mastermind like he is, but let's say that next week Stover goes, 20 catches, 250 yards or something crazy like that, 2
Yeah.
touchdowns. And all of a sudden, as a defensive coordinator, you're like, what am I supposed to do with that?
No,
He
I mean,
didn't
there's
touch a
nothing you can
single
do.
ball game 1, week 1. He blocked like a maniac and allowed Mixon to get his yards. Now all of a sudden I got to worry about him as a real tight end now? He can
Well,
catch and he can run too?
that's the ability. Obviously, the player has that ability, right?
Of
Like
course. Of
he can
course.
do those things. But just like we're saying, Bobby Slowick knows. He
Right.
knows that, and he knows that, hey, we can win. Look, people have been in the comment section. Shout out to you if you've commented to us, man, and have been engaging with us. We appreciate you being here on this Bull Run Sports podcast channel, man. We're having so much fun with this thing, man. We
Oh, for
love and
sure.
appreciate you guys engaging with us, man. So definitely hit the subscribe button, do all the YouTube stuff that you got to do to keep it locked right here. And look, if you're not like entire football nerds like we are, and maybe you're not enjoying us going into these intricate details, you're like, oh, y'all talking about the O-line, y'all talking about the tight ends blocking and everything. Like we're telling you, this is how you win football games. This
And
is
I'm glad you
how
said
this
that.
game was won.
Yes.
People were
Yes.
like, "Oh, yeah, we barely beat the Colts." Like this was dude. We
The game,
we possessed the ball for 40
40
fucking
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's
That's
just
dominant.
insane. And I mean,
Yeah.
not to get off of Mixon, but like that. I mean, if you understand football, you understand how that running game can open up so much for you.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think that's, and that running game is only successful if the guys that are in the trenches are doing their jobs and doing it well, right?
Bro.
So
Yes.
one hand washes the like everything feeds into each other, right? You can't talk about CJ and his passing without talking about Mixon and the running, and you can't talk about Mixon and the running without talking about the offensive line guys and Cade Stover all of a sudden blocking like a maniac, like he's been smelling salts all game. You know what I mean? Like
He was so bath salts, bro.
yeah, he was on something because he was out there like a maniac, and that's what I'm saying. It's like you can't talk about one without the other, and so yeah, I know I understand some people don't think it's sexy, but I think you and I have talked about this before, right? I mean, way a long time ago, and I say a long time ago, like we've just been on the air forever, but
Yeah.
one of the first videos that we did where you were asking me, like, aside from the quarterback, who do you think is the most important job? And one of the things I mentioned was a center and the offensive lineman. Like those are such unsexy positions,
The
but in
unsung
games like
heroes.
this is where it matters, man. You know what I mean?
Bro, yes.
And it's worth talking about, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely, man. Look, I would encourage you guys, if you're able to, if you have access to an all 22 film, or, just do a quick search on, maybe someone on YouTube that is breaking down the field. Like I say, I don't know the legality behind us throwing it
We'll have
up
to
there.
figure that out, man, because I
Yeah,
think
we'll
it's
have
worth
to
doing.
research that. Yeah, because us talking about it doesn't do it justice, man. This was a symphony on the
Yeah.
football field. Just incredible to watch. very sexy to me. I loved it. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
these guys looked hot, amazing, doing these blocking in a
Well,
tight little
let's
pants
all right,
toss.
let's relax there.
Uh,
Yeah. Let's take it easy, everybody. Let's take
but
it easy.
dude, it was great. I'll tell you what, the only person that didn't look great in this zone running scheme and in the scheme that they drew up was Titus Howard. Titus Howard
Mm,
looked lost on some of
mhm,
these plays. And look, what I'm saying by that is Cade Stover. Cade Stover looked like he looked like a 10-year veteran,
mhm.
with his blocking ability, man. Like the tape on his blocking was so sexy. I want to say that he was like a top 5 player in the game. And he didn't record any legitimate stats. That's how good he did. Like the position that he put himself in to block the guys that he was blocking, just everything was great. Titus Howard, man, it looked like he just whiffed on like the majority of his blocking assignments,
You think
dude.
he still might be dealing with some injury issues? There was
I
something
don't
I saw.
know.
I'm trying to find something that I saw on Twitter. Uh,
It's he just looked lost, man. It looked like, it looked like he had been injured, and didn't, study the film, wasn't on the same page with the rest of the offensive linemen, with Cade Stover, with bro, even Dare Ogunbowale, bro. You can see and understand
that's my
why
boy.
he's on this team
Yeah,
and what his specialty is, what his assignments are. That's why
right.
he is like the third down back, man. I mean, just it's great, man. But look, we know that this ain't 100% the most sexy topic, but look, that's what we do on this channel. We give the unsung heroes their flowers, man.
For
And
sure.
we could not talk about that game, and winning that game without giving them the respect that is due.
Oh,
And Omar,
definitely.
something that you brought up, that's gonna be the bread and butter of our offense, right? And you can
Yeah.
see it. You're right. But at the same time, dude, it makes such a complete team when you got 7. And,
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, how many times did the Colts get into a situation where, okay, that's definitely the strength of their team, their running game. They got Anthony Richardson, who's a
Right,
monster. They
right.
got Jonathan Taylor, who usually destroys us in the run game.
But he
But
didn't.
when you get into a third down situation and you have to throw the ball, and the defense knows that you have to throw the ball, Anthony Richardson came up with some flukishly like amazing plays, like the
Yeah.
farthest ball that I've ever seen thrown outside of a Hail Mary.
Yeah, on his
And
back foot, by the way, 60
oh,
yards on his back foot.
he's unreal. He's an unreal. And I think part of the reason I think that we got burnt on that play so bad is no
Nobody
one
ever
thought
thought.
that a human could do that.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you almost can't blame Jimmy
Yeah,
Ward, right?
that's what I was gonna say. I gotta imagine Jimmy was like, "What are you doing out here?" Like, I'm not. Why are you even back here? You're not. He's not making that throw. What are you? What are you?
How was the
Oh
ball
shit!
here?
Yeah, yeah. Jimmy said, "I know he's not throwing. Is he about to? Oh shit!
I know that ain't the
Oh shit!
ball.
Yeah, I know that ain't the ball. Oh shit! Let me catch up."
Wait, that's this ball?
Yeah,
That's the ball that
yeah.
that
Is
he
that a
just
bird? That's not a bird. That's a bird. Ain't no way to. Oh shit! No, that's the ball. Let me try to catch up.
ain't no way,
Crazy, man. Crazy. No,
bro.
I'm with you, man. I mean, that's the thing is, one of the things that I'm seeing a lot about, that they're talking now more and more. It was, it's CJ, CJ. We all know the kid's got amazing
Yeah,
abilities, right? I mean, you mentioned it. Third down, 3rd and 11, right? To ice the game, to put the nail in the coffin.
unreal throw.
I mean, just puts a throw. Literally, I mean, like somebody said it on ESPN. I can't remember who. I wish I could credit them. He threw it in a bucket, is what he did.
Bro,
Right?
yes.
And that's a perfect visual. Like he had to throw it into a bucket that was moving, right? And he did exactly that. I mean, literally put it right in his fucking hands. I just and then like I mean, obviously, Nico had the wherewithal to get his knees down and all that stuff. I mean, like there
Yeah.
was so much involved with that throw, but still, it started with him literally threading a needle,
And
right?
CJ had another throw earlier in the game. It just exact same placement. The ball was dropped though, but bro, there was a linebacker, I think, or a DB, somebody like standing like right in front,
Right.
of the play. our receiver going over to the sideline. I don't remember who the receiver was. If I'll listen in the comment section if you know the play that I'm talking about. It was an incompletion, but Omar, when I tell you that CJ floated the ball right over that DB's hands.
I think it was Nico.
He couldn't get to it. It was probably Nico because
it was Nico.
Phenomenal.
Because I remember that play because I remember thinking, and I think you're the one that said it. You're like, oh man, that's weird that he dropped that one. Like it was an uncharacteristically dropped ball by Nico. I think you and I kind of looked at each other. We're like, wow, that was an interesting little fluke there. All right, well, but hopefully that was
when you go like in real time, you know,
hit him in the hands.
We doing our thing. We're like, oh shit, it's an incompletion. You're not really thinking. You're like on to the next play, right?
Right.
But when you go back and look at it, it's nuts that CJ was able to thread that needle and get that in there, get it over the outstretched hands of the DB in front, keep it away from the DB that's playing man on Nico, and it just unfortunately it was a drop, but
because he hit him in the hands, he hit him in the hands with it.
It was the same type throw as the 3rd and 11 to help ice the game.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that everybody's talking about now, right? It's like, okay, we're out of week 1, right? We beat the Colts. It was a great listen. One of the things that nobody else was, I mean, some folks are talking about it, but one thing that doesn't get talked about enough is how great of a game this was.
Yeah.
Right. It was a good game.
It wasn't a perfect game. It wasn't a perfect game. Played game, but yes,
from an execution. If you're a Texans fan, yes, you're going to go back and you're going to go, man, that wasn't the best. That wasn't the best. That was we kind of stumbled into that win, and there's a lot of things that we need to clean up. And sure enough, I have full faith that it's going to get cleaned up. However,
for sure,
just overall, I mean, the score was tight. It was, from a fan perspective, it was a great game to watch.
Yeah.
But one of the things they keep talking about now is that, okay, we were paper soldiers, right? Like everything looked great on paper. We made some amazing offseason acquisitions and things like that. But now the scariest thing about the Texans is that CJ's got a run game now. This is something that was, again, talked about very lightly and talked about from a sort of like, oh, now that they got Mixon, they might have a good, like this could be interesting. And it's like, no. It's no longer a concept anymore. We proved concept in week 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mixon's gonna tote that thing.
Yeah, I think some people are jumping the gun because I heard a very interesting topic of conversation that people were asking. They said, "Is Joe Mixon at this point?" Hear my words, hear my wording, okay? The words that I'm gonna use because I know you immediately gonna like throw up in your mouth probably, but like I did. But is Joe Mixon the most talented running back that we've ever had on this team?
Okay, so can I?
So like I say, that's my wording. The most talented running back that we've had.
But again, body of work, right? Like that's you know what I mean. He's had one game. I mean, let's face it.
That one game in the Texans uniform, right? But he does have a body of work.
He does have a body of work, but if you want to make an argument for one of the best running backs playing today, okay, like active in the league, okay, you can make that argument, right? With his body of work, but not as a Texan. I mean, I'm not going to sit here.
I'm not saying I agree with that shit at all because I don't. I'm just saying it was a topic that I heard being talked about, but they made sure that they had the phrasing right too. The most talented running back. Now, obviously, look, I got my boy hanging up on my wall right here. Arian Foster's the greatest running back that in the Houston Texans organization. Don't get it twisted at all. Okay, I'm not subscribing to that thought at all, but I guess the point that they were trying to make is from a talent level, right? Because it's the same type of argument of like, okay, who's the best basketball player ever?
Right.
Your mind's obviously always going to gravitate to Jordan, no matter what. But some people would make the argument that the greatest player, the body wise, skill wise, blah blah blah. Some people would go, okay, LeBron. But so that's kind of the argument, right? So
but I mean, still, I think the point that I'm making here is that everybody knew how great CJ was. Everybody knew how awesome the receivers that our receiving core is, the potential there. And then it's like, wait, and he's got a run game. Now he's got a run game to play with.
But that's the whole point of what we've been talking about, right? we know CJ's the man. And
Right.
when he has to show it, when he has to put his arm on display and get those third downs and get those, fourth downs. I mean, shit, we had to throw the ball on fourth down to score a touchdown to Stephon Diggs, right? Like with 5 minutes left or so.
We had to do it twice.
Twice, right?
Yeah,
so
he was 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions.
Bro, that's the sign of a championship winning squad right there, definitely. Man. Like, you can control the ball, you can run the ball out, cap the game off when you need to, but also when you need to throw the ball, you have a phenomenal passer that can get it done. So look, man, we can gush over it all day, man. Cream in my panties, like, do everything that we want to do over this team, because we got the squad. All right. So, man, we've talked a long time, man. We got to get into our next opponent that's coming up. That's
Caleb Williams.
Led by Caleb Williams, bro. Look, Omar, I think you got his stats up, bro. Like, let's look at his stats from week 1, bro.
Yeah, so week 1 he had a horrible first game. I mean, let's face it. They got the win over Tennessee, but it was primarily due to their defensive line. I mean, the defense bailed them out. There's no doubt about that. So there wasn't anything spectacular about him. 14 for 29. He had like 92 yards, 93 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. But again, he only had 93 yards. Not a good showing by the kid, man. He just didn't
look like a rookie.
Yeah, he was exactly. And I think that's a bit, man, I don't want to call it unfair, right? But CJ just set the bar so high for every rookie quarterback that's going to come out from here on out.
Yeah.
The man set the bar. So it's like, from now on, it's like, if you don't put up the type of season that CJ put up in his rookie campaign, all of a sudden you're a bust, right? Like the line of bust or not it's moved up now, unfortunately
Absolutely.
For Caleb.
Yeah. And look, people don't, what would be fair, right? Because CJ wasn't the number 1 overall pick. It was Bryce.
He wasn't.
So what Caleb would love is to be compared to Bryce Young, right? but that's not gonna be the case. Everybody's like, oh, can you live up to CJ?
Can you live up to CJ? Well, what's crazy is that, like, 2 years ago, prior to CJ, having a rookie come out and not throw an interception and not fumble the ball, not give up the ball, and just look somewhat coherent out there, would have been a win, right?
Yeah.
But here we are, 93 yards, no interceptions, no touchdowns.
You suck.
And you just, hey, you're garbage.
You're
garbage. You know what I mean? That was a garbage performance by a rookie quarterback who was a deer in headlights.
But look, the reason why we can judge him so harshly is because of him himself. All right, this kid. Let's talk about Caleb Williams for a second. All right, we said we teased this. Who is Caleb Williams? All right, who is Caleb Williams as a person? Go on down, Caleb, because it's time. Get on your ass, bro. He asks for this kind of shit, Omar. He's a guy that's like, oh, I don't get nervous, I don't get rattled, like all of it. He talks this shit. He puts it upon himself. Like, he's not downplaying the anointment that he's gotten, this praise that, like, he's supposed to be the next Patty Mahomes, all this shit, bro. Look, let's talk about him. He thinks he's special. Okay. Obviously.
Yeah, he thinks.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Majorly overhyped since he was in college. All right. He played at Oklahoma. Then the coach dipped, went to USC, took Caleb with him. He became a star. That Hollywood, that LA shit, right? Right. He's doing all the things, doing all the commercials, got the NIL deal, it making like $10 million. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking he's the man, bro.
Right.
Then all of the shit starts, right? The craziness. His dad is out here talking shit about the draft. You remember all the shit that his dad was saying?
I remember that vaguely. Yeah. I remember something about that.
For the people that don't, his dad is essentially assisting in this overhypeness, man. Pretty much saying, like, look, the draft process is shit. Like, he shouldn't even be drafted. He should just be go undrafted and be able to go wherever he wants. And if he don't go to the team that we feel like he should go to because the draft is the number one player goes to the worst team. Is like we ain't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to pick and choose
Yeah, so
wherever
he
we
was
want
on
to
some
go.
LeVar Ball shit.
Yes, but way worse, man.
Way
To the point
worse.
to where
Way more delusional.
way more delusional, and just the special preferential
Right.
treatment that he thinks that he's supposed to have. Now, look, let's keep in mind he had the great season.
Right.
That first season when he went to USC. Then the next season, he kind of start taking a dip. And that's when you seeing all the crying and shit on the sidelines, and it's like, are you a man, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Are you a leader?
I
More
thought,
importantly,
I thought quarterbacks
you
were supposed to be men. We got a man. We got a man on our sidelines, bro. We take our losses. Hey,
thank
he
God
prayed
every
to his
day.
God and like, hey, we'll get the next one. Yeah, CJ ain't shedding no tears. You know what I'm saying? It's like we gonna come back. We're gonna get this thing.
Yeah.
Not all Caleb.
Short memory and let's go.
Yeah, bro. So he does that. Has more of a down year. Then it's time for the draft. But no, Caleb's special. He not gonna do the draft like everybody else do the draft, right? Like, nah, I ain't doing the combine. I ain't doing the combine. Like, yo, y'all got to talk to these teams because I don't want just a regular rookie deal. So, what agent can negotiate me a special deal? This is real. Like, I'm not talking shit right now. This is what him and his dad did, to the point to where they were like, you know what? We don't even need no agent. Fuck y'all. Y'all can't do what's necessary for this talent. I'm Caleb Williams. Y'all see these nails? These are painted, baby. I ain't getting no regular ass rookie deal. Matter of fact, not only do I not want a regular rookie deal, Omar, you know what this boy said? He say, I want ownership stake in whatever team
I go to. Get out of here,
bro. And look at this. Look,
this is what he does right here. This is what my man does right here.
So the painted nails, he writes F whatever team he's playing, like whatever. So look, he probably gonna have his stupid ass little fucking nails painted to say F the Texans when he coming here on Sunday night, bro.
No way, I didn't know that.
I hope they rip his little nails off and down in the huddle, bro, after they sack his ass. Bro, what are you gonna do against Danielle Hunter? What are you gonna do against Will Anderson Jr., bro?
That's it always comes down to like this situation, right? I don't think he's gonna live up to. You can't live up to that. You know what I mean? Not and you know what I honestly think, man. Honestly, I think again, we've said this before that CJ Stroud kind of messed it up for the rest of the rookies, but more importantly, he messed it up for Caleb because Caleb is coming in extra hot, right? I'm the greatest in the world, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, CJ just got finished having the best quarterback rookie season ever.
Yeah.
So it's
CJ
like, okay,
the worst thing to happen to
Caleb Williams. 100%. The worst thing. CJ is, you're absolutely right. CJ is the worst thing that could have happened to Caleb Williams.
Because Caleb was already, he wasn't eligible to come out to the NFL draft when he had the first phenomenal season at USC, right?
At USC. Yeah.
So he had already got the anointment, man. Like, people are like, oh, he's the next Patrick Mahomes. It's a foregone conclusion. He's going to be the number one pick in the NFL draft when he is able to come out. Then he does all the antics. Bro, waits until the absolute last day, last minute to declare himself for the draft. And like I say, he does all the stunts, the antics of wanting ownership stake, and I want to go to this team or blah, 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 all this and that. Skips the combine. Bro, skips the physical. Like, some players will skip the combine. That's kind of common.
Right.
But you're not even doing what the fuck? Why do you think you're so special, Caleb?
Yeah.
And then you got CJ.
His mommy told him so. Or his daddy, I guess, in this case, right? My daddy told me I was special.
Bro, dude, I tried to do as much research as I could on this kid, man. He played running back when he was like 10 years old, and get this, Omar, cried because they lost the game.
That sounds about right. That's pretty on brand for Mr. Caleb Williams, right?
It tracks, right?
Yeah, so it tracks.
He cries, and after the game goes to his pops and is like, hey, I don't ever want to lose again. I don't ever want to feel like this again. And the only way that I can really control the outcome of a game is by
Is a
being a
different quarterback.
quarterback. So, bro, his dad pretty much manufactures this kid from like 10 years old and like puts him in all of these camps and takes him to work with like the best QB gurus and all of that, man. And he's just had this preferential treatment, this anointment since 10 years old, you know, pretty much. And look, there's nothing wrong with hard work ethic, right?
I'm with
But
that.
yeah, it's like you're feeding. I mean, is it kind of feeding delusion?
It's hubris is what it is, right? Like it's hubris. How do you what there is nothing that you're doing that warrants you to think that you're this good, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the audacity, right? Like the you know what I mean?
yeah,
But again, right? If CJ Stroud were not in existence, right? And if
yeah,
CJ Stroud had not had the amazing rookie quarterback season that he had,
yeah,
taking the Texans into the Super Bowl. I mean,
and
into the playoffs.
yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking about this year.
That's this year. That's this
That's
year.
this
Yeah,
year. Yeah, that's this
that's
year.
coming. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and that's just going to completely coordinate him, in my opinion, right? Because he had the best rookie season ever, the best second season ever, right? Winning a quarterback in his second year, winning the Super Bowl in the second year. But all of that is going to serve as what he should be doing, in this case, Caleb Williams,
yeah.
in order to deserve the treatment that he's asking for, right?
Yep,
Like it's like, oh no. You want what you're saying? You want to be who you're saying that you this is what you got to do.
yep.
You got to do what that guy's doing.
And nothing, and not a yard less.
Not
You
a
know.
yard less and probably a yard more.
Yeah,
Cuz CJ
yeah,
ain't
man.
even asking for all that. You wild. If you think you deserve that,
Yeah,
CJ's out there doing 10 times what you're doing or 10 times
yeah.
what you did in his rookie campaign. And
CJ
he
screwed
didn't
him
ask
over,
for none of
bro.
that. Oh yeah,
CJ
that's what
screwed
I'm
him
saying.
over. I mean, he has a huge target on his back now. You
Agreed.
know.
And they still can't get him, even with the target on his back.
Yeah, man. No, I think so. You know, you were talking about, you know, his stats from his first game, his first action against the Tennessee Titans, bro. They should have lost that game. You know, the
They
defense
definitely
bailed
should
them
have.
out. They got a special team score. Our old boy Jonathan Owens had a scoop and score. Simone
Yep.
Biles out there, you know, she was like, "Oh, you know, you
Yeah,
finally
she
trying to
she
get a
almost had
little
a heart
shine in
attack.
the household." That must, bro. There's got to be a tough, emasculating ass household to
Oh
live in, bro.
man.
And she tiny as fuck too.
Little. What is she like 4 foot something?
Or two. I don't know.
Barely, I don't even think she's hitting 5 feet. Let me see.
No, no, she's certified midget, bro.
Yeah, hold on.
She. I
Four
mean,
foot
yeah,
eight.
yeah, bro. I mean, that's.
4'8".
I think anything below 4'10" illegal. And I'm not trying to be funny. Legally
Legally
is
co
considered
little person?
a little person. Yeah,
Little
I believe
person.
so.
Yeah, that's the PC term, little person.
Yeah. And we don't want to get flagged.
We don't wanna get
Uh,
flagged.
we don't want the little brigade coming after us, chopping at our knees and shit. Like,
Oh, man.
tall,
We're gonna
talk-
get murdered on this episode. It's gonna be great.
No, man, but look, the Bears defense bailed them out. I don't think CJ Stroud is not Will Levis, Omar. News alert,
But
breaking news.
right.
CJ Stroud is not Will Levis, so they're not going to have the luxury to be bailed out by bad quarterback play on the Texans side. So Caleb Williams going to have to step it up, man. And based off of what we've seen in the first game, it just he for a guy that claims he don't get rattled, he don't get nervous, bro. He had happy feet, bro. He looked like a
Who
little
do
fucking
they
penguin back
have
there.
who do they have on that receiving core? I know Moore's there, Allen's there.
Yeah,
Aside from them 2, who
Roma
else?
Doomsday, their
Oh,
rookie.
yeah. Roma Dunze's there.
He might not play. He's a little banged up. I think he's a little worse off than Keenan Allen, who was also listed on the injury report as somebody
Yeah.
that's like day to day. So they may not even be at full strength as far as their receivers go, man. But I mean, look, they still got Caleb throwing the ball. He's still the straw that stirs the drink. And like I say, I just think he's too green behind the ears right now, bro. I don't think, he's our defense our defense, man. I think they gonna have a field day with them, bro. I mean, that's
I
my
don't
prediction.
think he really had. So I was kind of looking back at some of the highlights on that last game with Tennessee, excuse me. And I don't really see much in terms of like welcome to the NFL moments for him. I don't know. He had, did they get any sacks on him? I don't think they got any sacks on him at all.
Oh, he can dance. He's a dancer, bro. You seen his dancing legs?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he only got, okay, 2. So he got sacked twice. Man, time of possession for them, 25 minutes
For the Bears.
for the Bears.
Yeah.
So no real big run game to speak of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
gonna be in
trust Will.
trouble.
Yeah, yeah. Bro, I mean, the Titans, a lot of people have been predicting the Titans are going to be the worst team in the division, and they barely escaped. They barely beat them. If it
Yeah,
wasn't for Will Levis just doing some extremely dumb shit, I don't know if you saw the game, the play that pretty much ended the game for them, bro. But he was right. He was about to get sacked, and he just decided to do a little flip,
like a little,
like
yeah, a little dump off. I saw that.
yeah. And they ran it back for a pick six.
Yeah,
Defense bailed them out, man. CJ Stroud is not gonna do that. He's not gonna give them those opportunities. So yeah, I think the Bears are in trouble. So look, the reason why we refer to the Bears and their fan base as the Sassy Soldiers uh is because we were having fun with Caleb at Caleb Williams' expense during the preseason. I think
yeah,
leading up to the Hall of Fame game, man. Our boy out there, he Hollywood, bro. He
yeah,
doing a little GQ shots and with the dress on, with the painted nails, everything like that. Just looking sassy as can be. And dog, we just talking our shit based off our observations. We're like,
right.
we not photoshopping him in a dress. We're
No, no,
not
no, no, no. That's right.
photoshopping
We're not. Yeah,
him
we're
on his
not
dress.
making any of this up.
Yeah,
This is out there.
yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
understand why Bears fans in our comments mad. Like, what you mad at, bro?
Well, that's what happens when you expose, the truth. Unfortunately, people can't argue with facts, so they rather argue
No.
with you. That's the tough part.
I like that. It's facts, right? So how Beyonce got the Beehive, Taylor
Oh
Swift got
yeah.
her, whatever they call
The
her,
Swifties.
her claim, the Swifties. There you go. I appreciate you, a
Yeah.
Swiftie. I could tell because you
I,
came up with that shit quick. You had that
uh,
locked and loaded. You were like, hey, don't disrespect my
I'm,
crew. But Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears got the Sassy Soldiers, man. That's who they are. That's what they are. And look,
that's
be
what we've
proud,
coined
Sassies.
them.
Be proud, Sassies. It's all good, man. Y'all protect y'all man.
And it's gonna be a primetime game, right? I think it's a 6 o'clock,
Absolutely.
7 o'clock game. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
Yeah,
so much
man.
fun too.
Man, let's have a little bit more fun. So we'll do a drive by real quick. We'll talk about this because we did a whole episode on our boy, old boy, Deshaun Watson and his legal trouble. I want to put on my tinfoil conspiracy hat real quick, Omar, because we couldn't outline the details of his new allegation and everything like that, but it's
Correct.
bad. It's really bad. It's
Very bad. Yeah.
offensible to the point to where not only should he be dropped from the team, out the league, but he should be serving some time in
He should go to jail. Definitely.
prison for sure. But it begs the question, Omar. His on-field play has not been stellar at all. Okay. And the Browns are on the hook to pay this man a fuck ton of money. And as we know,
232 million guaranteed.
Living in this great country that we live in, right? Things tend to get swept under the rug and looked past when people are doing what they're supposed to be doing and entertaining. Right. And if you're a musical artist, you know what I'm saying? Look, you do some shit, you beat a woman, you do something. Hey, put out a hit record.
Yeah.
All is forgiven, right?
Yeah,
like I say, that's just how it goes in this country, bro. Especially with athletes. Look, you do some shit.
It's like, we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. We got it.
As long as you play well. Look, we've seen it in Marvel. You know what I'm saying? As long as they busting out these billion-dollar movies, do what you need to do. It's all good. But if you're not performing, like Jonathan Majors playing Kang, his movie flopped. What happened to him? He had some allegations on him. Barely got a slap on the wrist legally. Like nothing even really stuck. But One little charge came down. They were like, "Oh no, you got to go, bro."
No, you gotta go. Yeah.
If his movie would have put up a Billy, they would have been like, "Oh no, it's all good, bro." But it's all about performance, right? So
Right.
my conspiracy is that dog Deshaun ain't balling. They don't want to pay this nigga no more.
Nope.
That story all of a sudden comes out of nowhere, and it's like, we talked about it. It's like, hey, what kind of clause is in that contract
Oh, there's
to where
verbiage in there.
at the time we talked about it last episode, we didn't know, but
Mhm.
it's come out that yes, as a matter of fact, there is a clause in there like that.
Yeah, there's a clause in there that says that if at the time that he signed the contract, that there were no other allegations out there against him, that there was nothing that was going to come back and get him, incriminate him, or that he was no longer involved in any other issues. All of the issues had been settled. Like all the ones that they knew about were that's it. That's what's on the docket. There's nothing else. Nobody else is going to come out and say anything or do anything.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, again, the timing of that, right? It's like I gotta imagine that that young lady was part of probably the original group of women that came out against him, and she probably had the most salacious accusation
yeah,
against him, right? And
yeah.
the Brown's organization was like, "Listen, girl, how about we pay you a little bit every month, a little
Take
stipend,
care of you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
That's right.
just hang tight, hang tight. You'll get your day. Don't worry about it. You'll get your
Man,
day.
bro.
We promise you that. Just hang tight,
Yeah.
and let's see how this season plays out. Yeah,
Look,
let's take
is
a
it
look at
is it
that.
is it really so crazy? Is it really so much of a
No,
conspiracy theory to think along those lines when you're talking about this much money?
two
When
hundred
it's
and thirty-two million
bro,
dollars. Let me
yeah,
make
when
sure I
it's
get my freaking number right.
yeah, because obviously, he's gotten paid. A lot of that money is guaranteed, right? I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, they could probably get rid of not paying him up to like 80 to 90 million dollars if they were to be able to cut ties legally with some of these verbiage that's in these contracts, right? But a lot of this money, they got to pay him. They have already paid him, right? Like bonuses and
So
stuff like that.
$44 million. So okay, so it was a 5-year, $230 million contract.
Yeah.
All of it guaranteed. Okay. 44.9 million of it was a signing bonus.
Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
that's where
So
we
that
got.
that's his. There's nothing they can do about that. Uh and let me see. So this is language exists that he will not forfeit any of the signing bonus or void future guarantees upon suspension. Oh, that's
Okay.
interesting.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
But
I'm reading this off of Sport Track. Um, but that $230 million is the signing bonus, 2022 and 2023 salary. So he's already been paid quite a bit of that.
yeah, he already got a nice chunk, bro. He ain't hurting for cash. If this all come crumbling down on him personally, he's good, unfortunately, right? Like if
Right.
allegedly, if this stuff is true, we got to say allegedly, right?
Hmm.
Because we're not lawyers and we weren't there. We don't 100% know. But hey, where there's smoke, there's fire, and
Right.
this dude's on fire and probably gonna be on fire
So
in the
let me
aftermath,
share this because this
especially
is
if this is true.
interesting. This is interesting. This contract, the way it was structured, is really interesting. So, God, I hate these freaking ads all over the place. Um, so
We love
his
that. Thank you,
his
YouTube
22,
ads.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thank you, YouTube. Please click on the ads, guys, or follow, subscribe, and all that stuff. His base salary for the 2022 season was only 4 million, but 8.9 million of it was this prorated guarantee or the bonus. It's 2025 in which he's due the 46. 2025 and 2026 is when he's due those 46 million a
Mm,
year,
that is
along
interesting.
with the $9 million prorated signing bonus. So if they let him go
Ooh,
this year for a reason, like for cause, right? Then they're
reasons.
gonna they're gonna save $92 million because this is all dead. The
Yeah.
signing bonus is dead, and then the salary that they gave him before was dead also.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's kind
Does
of what
this
I predicted, right? I would say like
26
somewhere
plus
between
plus
80, 90 million bucks.
1.2 plus 1.1.
It's a lot of money. I mean, that's a lot of money to be saved by cutting ties, right? And what better way to cut ties by bringing up some of this dirt, man. So, like I say,
97
it's not
97 million in salaries
it's not
plus.
crazy to think that this was orchestrated. It's not crazy to think that this was
Yeah,
orchestrated at
okay,
all.
no, sorry, he's due way more than that. In 2025, he's due 46 plus 8.9. Yeah, he's due 46 plus 9 plus 18 is what he's due. 72 million. So he's due 72 million in 2025 and another 72 million in 2026 if he sees out the rest of his contract.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, we talked about Deshaun being the worst trade in NFL history. I mean,
It's
that's got to be absolutely the worst
the worst
contract
contract.
in
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
NFL history.
But you know what? It's interesting because I used to think the same thing. I used to think it's the worst contract in NFL history. But now that I'm looking at it, the way they structured this thing is pretty interesting.
Well, if they can get out of it,
Yeah, if they can, because his payout is only 227 million this year. So that includes his salary, his signing bonus, and then prorated restructure, whatever that means. It's next season that it's the 72 million, and the season after that, that's the 72 million. So
Jesus.
almost half, actually half of that contract isn't due until 25 and 26. So if they can figure out a way to get out of this contract and let him
That's
go for
eyes.
cause,
Yeah.
it's a wrap.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
I mean,
And
listen,
and that's what we're talking about, right? Like,
right.
of course, that's what they're doing. Of
Right.
course, that's what they're trying to do because he's not producing on the field.
No,
He's a
he's definitely
bust.
not.
He's just not good. They want to get Jameson there, bro, and ride the season out with him, man.
Hey man, look at Gino. Gino balled out in his first week.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
man.
So some Thundercats out there still.
Yeah, yeah.
Still
You can
got
have a
it.
resurgence. Look at Baker.
Look at Baker.
Obviously,
That
like
sucks.
that's a shot in the arm to Cleveland, right? Like they had him. It's crazy,
To see Baker out there doing his thing. Yeah.
man. Let's move this thing along, bro. I had so much fun with this IG leak. We're not going to talk about it too much, bro. But Shannon Sharp, bro,
Oh yeah.
had that leak. That
That
was
was hilarious.
hilarious, man. Like,
But what's even funnier was the so
get it on.
the shade room. What's the nightcap
Yeah,
podcast that him and Chad Ochocinco do?
yeah, man.
It was funny because I was waiting for it because it started at 8 o'clock our time, right? And the very first ad was the pills. And
The
it's so
boner
funny,
pills.
man, because he apologized and stuff like that. He's like, man, this is really embarrassing. Chad, I'm sorry. Like, I put you guys
Yeah.
in a
Look,
position to.
if you listening to us right now and you don't know what we're talking, you've like been living under a rock and you have no idea what we're talking about. Shannon Sharp accidentally
Yeah,
went live on
on
Instagram
on
while
Instagram.
doing his business with
Here's
with
here's what
with
I don't
somebody.
understand about that. You guys go check out my other channel, Retro Hoop Collectibles. I go live on there all the time because I'm always opening boxes of sports cards and things like that. It's a multi-step process to go live. Okay. Like you have to swipe over, you got to go live, you got to
Yeah.
wait for the room to come in, then you got to push live again.
So it's hard to do that by accident.
Now you could butt dial somebody.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
that's not uncommon, right?
Okay.
But even butt dialing is a multi-step process, right? Because you got to open up the book, you got to bring up the phone, the phone thing, you
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
find who you
yeah.
want to talk to, you push the buttons and all that stuff. So his thing is that, hey man, I don't even know how to go live. Like I have a
Yeah,
social
yeah.
media guy that handles all of this stuff for me. Like he was the one that had to come to my rescue and turn it off and take it down and do all this
Yeah,
stuff. I don't
yeah.
know how to do any of that. So it was completely on accident. But man, just the aftermath of all that was pretty funny because
Man,
he was like, I keep them blue chews on me, baby.
yeah. You added a third conspiracy because, like, I'm gonna continue to I'm gonna just keep my
Yeah,
conspiracy
keep
hat
keep
on,
keep your
right?
tin hat
Right.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. multiple things, right? And they brought it up, at least to what I heard, right? Because I had to turn it off right before we hopped on. I was listening to their live. The accusations that come out about being gay, and they brought it up.
That's right.
They were like,
Dad did say
oh,
that.
that was you was with a Michelle, not a Michael.
Not a Michael.
Ocho was saying that, so it could have been a thing where Shannon was like, man, let me put these rumors to rest. Let me orchestrate something to accidentally go live so people know that this ain't how I roll or whatever.
And I mean, it's funny because for the first 20, 30 minutes that I was listening, I mean, I think he mentioned the ED pills like 4 times.
Yeah,
like,
well, that was what you added to that.
like they work.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you brought up a good point. Hey, they're a sponsor, right? They
They
to
are a
sell these
sponsor. That's
things.
right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but then the other thing God brought up in the group chat with us earlier, man, when it first came out, bruh, bruh, niggas will do some diabolical things sometimes for revenge, or just to get under somebody's skin, or just to do some shit to really poke it at another dude. We see it in the rap game all the time, right?
Right,
You go after somebody lady. What better way to do that and let them know like the confirmed evidence of it happening than to go live? It's like, whose chick was he potentially with?
Yeah, so you think that was maybe somebody that did him dirty, like during that whole Skip and Shannon thing?
Was it Skip's wife, bro?
Interesting.
Skip. Screaming out Skip's name.
What's Skip's wife's name?
Is it Michelle?
Oh, bro, I'm looking it up right now.
Shit? Wouldn't that be some shit, bro?
No, her name's Ernestine. Oh, she's not a
Ernestine.
Yeah, she is not a good-looking woman.
God, not with that name. I bet she ain't.
She looks like Squidward. Yeah, that's not a good-looking woman. I mean,
I wonder why Skip be busy all the time. It's like the hardest
with all due respect. With all due respect to Skip Bayless. I'm pretty sure she's a lovely woman. They have a great relationship. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no doubt. We don't shame on this channel except for Caleb Williams.
Except for Caleb Williams and those goddamn nails.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. I want to see what he does nail wise.
It's gonna say F the Texans or some crazy shit, bro. And I hope they use that
for the first. He didn't do that for the Titans or for Tennessee. No, he had Chicago something. What I just had it up.
Oh, he just went bedazzled.
Yeah, he just went. Yeah.
That's cute.
Caleb Williams.
That's cute, bro.
Yeah, he just went. He just went with the something. I don't know what it says on there specifically, but looks like it says Chicago Bears or Go Bears or something. Da Bears. He might just put Da Bears on there. And then number 18. That's what number he is, right?
Hey,
number 18. Oh yeah, number 18 and Da Bears is what he put on his well manicured sassy hands.
Adorable. Man, look, we've had a lot of fun at Caleb Williams' expense, man. The last thing we're gonna do before we get out of here, bro, I want to show you this somewhere. I don't know if you've seen, but for 9/11, the Carolina Panthers, wanted to put out a post, just commemorating the day, the tragedy that happened on 9/11 back in 2001, and gave the internet a chance to internet. So let's check this out, man. This was their post.
Oh no. Okay.
I believe it says never forget here. All right. Let's go to the comment section, if you will, Omar. Let's see how they took to this.
Wait a minute.
It says this post is still not safe. Every Sunday feels like I'm reliving 9/11.
No way.
A second Saints wide receiver has hit the end zone.
Oh shit!
Our towers been collapsing since 2017. It says never forget 9/8. It says this team makes me wish I was on those planes.
Oh my god!
Oh man, it say no way y'all left the comments on
for this one. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Dude, it said I won't forget how bad the Saints did us week 1. Our 9/11 was this past Sunday. Our 9/11 is every Sunday.
Saddam Hussein would be a better defensive coordinator.
leaving the comments on is absolutely diabolical. RIP to the lives that were lost, but please let's play like we
Like
have
we have
promises this
promises.
Sunday. Bruh. I mean, dude, never forget 10. Bro,
10 to
40-17 is
47. Oh
crazy.
my God, that was crazy.
Our situation is worse than theirs.
I'll never forget Bryce Young's first play of this season either.
Oh man.
There was one
Bro.
here. I'm looking at it live right now on they left it on. They left the chat. They left them on. Look at this one. Oh my God. They are absolutely diabolical. Look at this one. I would rather 2 towers up my ass than watch the Panthers offense. Oh shit. Oh man.
Bro, dog, just a reminder, man. We dodged a major bullet by not having Bryce Young
Yeah.
on our team, man. Everything just worked out so well, man. Us, in Indianapolis, man, the team that we just beat, the Colts played a huge role. Omar, we beat the
Right.
Colts in Indianapolis to avoid us having that first round pick. Us winning that game gave us the second round pick,
God bless
right?
Lovie Smith.
And we go in with our pick that we got from it, our second round pick, beat them to end their season the next year and go to the playoffs instead of them.
Yeah.
And then we come in this year and handle business against them. And so yeah, that just a beautiful process, man.
Good feelings all around.
Good feelings, man. We've had a lot of fun this episode, man. And you've been rocking with us this whole time. Obviously, you're a real one. Pat yourself on the back, man. Do what you need to do. Tickle yourself. Play with yourself a little bit. You deserve it. So we are looking forward to playing the Bears on Sunday night, man. So y'all rock with us. We'll probably try to get another episode out before we get to that game, and give our keys to the game, how we feel like we're gonna take down the Sassy Soldiers and Caleb Williams. But do all the YouTube stuff. Please hit the like and subscribe button, man. Y'all visit our Bull Run shop, man, bullrunsports.com, where where the real fans shop, bruh, where you get the real merch and things like that. And yeah, we're just gonna keep rocking out, man. We're gonna have a good time this season, man.
Yes, sir. We'll catch y'all on the next video, everybody. Love y'all. Peace.